Hi, my name is Narona Najwa binti Syari and I'll be presenting about the company profile. Johnson & Johnson is one of the most well-known corporations in the United States. They are the world's largest global healthcare corporation with over 275 companies in over 60 countries, servicing customers, patients, and medical professionals. Moreover, 50% of its revenue comes from outside of the United States. The three brothers, Edward Mead Johnson, James Wood Johnson, and Robert Wood Johnson, created the corporation in New Jersey in 1886, and the corporation was named after them. They combined their strength as a leader, inventor, and marketer to start a small family business bearing their names. They are committed to using their power and influence to good use and strive to improve access and affordability, create healthier communities, and put a healthy mind, body, and environment within the reach of everyone. Furthermore, J&J red logo is one of the world's oldest company logos and demonstrates the Johnson brothers' personal connection to the business. The cursive design was inspired by the signature of co-founder James Wood Johnson. This company was formed in 1886 by the three brothers who were touched by an antiseptic crusader speech. The Johnson brothers decided to start a company that makes surgical dressings. In 1888, J&J created the first commercially available first aid kits for railroad workers, which then became the go-to remedy for all manner of wounds. In 1894, J&J launched maternity kits as the first baby care product lines that were created to make childbirth safer for both women and infants. By the end of 1897, the first sanitary pads for women were mass-produced by the company. Following that, J&J expanded their product lines and began manufacturing wound closure devices, surgical sutures, pharmaceutical medications, and pain relievers. In 2021, the company produced its own COVID-19 vaccine to combat the current pandemic. The J&J family of companies are segmented into three businesses, which are consumer health, medical devices, and pharmaceutical products. The J&J Consumer Health is ideally positioned to assist customers in improving their health by providing well-known skincare, self-care, and essential health brands that are backed by science and recommended by professionals. Furthermore, J&J Medical Devices companies designed and delivered physician and patient-centric products and solutions by combining their own expertise in surgery, orthopedics, vision, and interventional solutions. Finally, the J&J Janssen's pharmaceutical companies address some of the most devastating and complex diseases faced in this time, using advanced biologics and other medicines.
Hi, my name is Nurita Asma and I will be presenting about risk identification. The first step in risk management is risk identification. This step looks at all pure risks to identify the existing and potential risks. Johnson & Johnson confront a unique set of risks. The concerns are in addition to the specific risks in the pharmaceutical sector. Risk may be defined as the combination of an event's likelihood and the magnitude of its repercussion. Events with a negative impact reflect risks that might hinder value growth or degrade current value. To provide value to their stakeholders, organizations must recognize the sort of risks they face and handle them correctly. Next, we move to the category of risks. Risks to a company's success may be divided into this category. The first one is strategic: loss of intellectual property and trade secrets, negative reputational impact, loss of public confidence. Second one is operational: physical property damage, disruption. Inefficient resource utilization, increased product cost, disruption to product supply. The third one is compliance, which is violation of laws or regulation governing areas. The fourth is financial credit risk, financial misstatement, including violation of the Sarbanes-Oxley Act. The last one is social, which is risk associated with human capital development, including leadership sustainability, management succession and competency, employee engagement and responsibility. Competition for talent also risk. In layman's terms, Johnson & Johnson business risk is the possibility of incurring losses or earning less profit than predicted. The circumstances are beyond the control of company and might result in a decrease in profit or even a loss. Pure risk is a risk in which there is just the prospect of loss or no loss. There is no chance of profit. Personal, property, and legal risk are the three types of pure risk. Pure risk is insurable because the law of large numbers may be used to anticipate future losses, allowing insurance firms to determine how much premium to charge based on expected losses. The possibility of loss is referred to as risk and the actual source of loss is referred to as hazard. A hazard is defined as anything that causes or raises the risk of a loss. The table shows Johnson & Johnson existing risk. This table consists of peril, hazard, and loss for J&J business. Theft caused by poor information security, which can cause loss of intellectual property and trade secrets. Explosion caused by the storage of hazardous material, which can cause bodily injury or death. Accident can cause by the equipment malfunction or breakdown, which can cause the legal cause of property damage or injury. Illness can cause by the faulty use and storage of chemical, flammable, and consumptible liquids, which can cause the loss of worker productivity and injury or death. Next period is environmental contamination, which is caused by the inaccurate waste management, which can increase product cost. So we move to the next table, which is potential risk. The potential real hazard and loss for the J&J business is legal liability, which is caused by the carelessness, which can contribute to the lawsuit or finance or imprisonment. A violation of law or regulation governing area are caused by the negligence, which can cause the negative reputational impact or loss of public trust mark. Extreme weather and natural disaster are caused by the use of unsustainable material in the product life cycle, which can contribute extraordinary financial damage to the business. Next is financial health and safety rules, which is maybe caused from the violation and discrimination, which can lead to the human capital development expenses. The last one is price competition, which is caused by the counterfeiting, which can contribute to the financial loss to the business.
Hi, a very good day. I am Stella Joseph who will be presenting on our risk evaluation. After risk identifications, we came up with a risk evaluation by classifying this risk into high or low frequency and high or low severity, which has been illustrated in Table 1. This information is established by orientation and reviewing Johnson & Johnson annual report. We concluded violation of law and regulation and negative impact to reputation of loss of trust mark are identified as high severity and high frequency. This is because Johnson & Johnson faced multiple lawsuits and huge payout over these several years. Such things as product misfire and court judgment have tarnished Johnson & Johnson reputations that accordingly decrease public trust and investor. For risks that included as low severity and high frequency are inefficient use of resources, increased product costs, financial misstatement, and disruptions to product supply. Increased product costs as high frequency because it often occurs in the business. For product supply disruptions is an unavoidable event due to the impact of recent health crisis and COVID-19. Yet these are in low severity as Johnson & Johnson's implement approaches such as business continuity management, as they said that the process does not negatively impact their ability to serve their customer order and protect their employee amidst the change of social, political, and environment. Following loss of intellectual property and trade secret, physical property damage or disruption, credit risk, and counterfeiting are low frequency but high severity risk, according to Johnson & Johnson, as they have a reliable intellectual property IP framework. Therefore, the likelihood of IP loss occurrence is low. As for low frequency for counterfeiting, they also take various measures to prevent this event, such as by recording their trademarks with Customs and Border Protection Agency. Finally, Johnson & Johnson also face human capital development risk as well as competition for talent, which we identify as low frequency and low severity, as we presume that these events affect low level of degree of severity for the business.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Nama saya Bila Aisyah, and for the next stage after the evaluation of the existing and potential risk was classified based on the degree of the risk, which are frequency and severity, then we need to examine the alternative for the risk management techniques. Risk management techniques are divided into two categories, which are risk control and risk financing. Risk control consists of avoidance, loss control, separation, and contractual transfer. Meanwhile, risk financing consists of retention, transfer, and hedging. This table of risk metrics should be referred to in order to select the most appropriate risk management techniques for Johnson & Johnson. In the case of Johnson & Johnson, the risks that are classified as having high frequency and high severity are violation of laws or regulations governing areas and negative impact to reputation or loss of trust mark. Risk avoidance is the best management technique that should be applied on these risks. Risk avoidance means that the risk would be proactively avoided and any activity that could carry the risk would not be performed. It is a method to minimize the probability for the risk to occur and to ensure the possibility of loss is none. In addition, there are 4 risks that are classified as low frequency but high severity in Johnson & Johnson, which are risks of loss of intellectual property and trade secrets, counterfeiting, credit risk, as well as risk of damage or disruption of the physical property. Risk transfer is definitely the best risk management technique for this kind of risk, as all of these risks are insurable. Risk transfer is basically another name for insurance where the future risks are transferred from one person to another. For Johnson & Johnson's human capital development risk, including leadership sustainability, management succession and capability, employee engagement and accountability, and competition for talent are the risks that are classified as having low frequency and low severity. These type of risks are best managed using the risk retention technique, as these risks are the types of risks that are not frequently happen, and it is vital for Johnson & Johnson to just bear their consequences and take responsibility of the risk, as it does not really affect their profitability. Last but not least, in the case of Johnson & Johnson's loss control techniques, is the best to be applied on risks that are classified as high frequency but low severity, such as inefficient use of resources or increased product costs, financial misstatement, and disruption to product supply. This is due to the fact that these type of risks can be prevented and be reduced through some training or precautionary measures.
My name is Nur Fatina Shah Binti. Next, I will continue with conclusion and recommendation of Johnson & Johnson Risk Assessment Report. For the conclusion, in high severity and high frequency, the risks are violation of law and negative impact to reputations. The best risk management technique can be applied is risk avoiding. This is due to the possibility of loss is zero. Next, for high severity and low frequency, there are 4 risks of Johnson & Johnson as you can see in the slide. So the best risk management technique that can be done for Johnson & Johnson to manage this risk is by using risk transfer to other party. Increased product cost, financial misstatement, and disruption of product supply are classified under high frequency and low severity. Therefore, the best technique to manage this risk is by using loss control. Lastly, for low severity and low frequency, the best risk management that can be done for this metric is risk retention. For Johnson & Johnson, there are 2 risks that are classified into this risk, which are human capital development and also competition for talent. Next, we will move to the recommendation of these reports. So, there are 2 factors in selecting and implementing the risk program, which are financial criteria and non-financial criteria. For financial criteria, it involves in profitability and rates of return, while for non-financial criteria, it involves in company growth, humanitarian issues, and also legal requirements. The recommendation that can be done by Johnson & Johnson is preserve their patient safety, maintain their product quality, and also maintain their relationship with their customer. This is due to customers are looking for high quality product. Can you imagine if Johnson & Johnson reduce their quality of their product, what will happen to the company? Of course, it will reduce the profitability, and also the customer will run away to another brand that have high quality product. Next, for the negative impact of reputation, what Johnson & Johnson can do is they can take the opportunity given in the market. For example, during this COVID-19 outbreak, Johnson & Johnson had joined in creating COVID-19 vaccination. Furthermore, the COVID-19 vaccination created by Johnson & Johnson had only required 1 injection compared to their competitor, which is Moderna and Pfizer, that required 2 injections. This is the good opportunity for Johnson & Johnson to gain more profit in the market. Moreover, in order for Johnson & Johnson to avoid the risk of counterfeiting, third parties should play their important role. For example, Johnson & Johnson had collaborated with authorities to identify the areas where legislation and enforcement can be strengthened to maintain the integrity of the distribution channel. Last but not least, the best recommendation for human capital development risk is by having a good relationship between top management and also bottom management. This is because by having a good relationship in a company, including top management and bottom management, it will make the job will be done, the work will be done in an effective way and will be solved in a shorter time. We have reached at the end of our presentation. We hope that you can gain something in our video, and thank you for lending your ears. Till we meet next time. Bye!